Today is January 16, 2021. It's 2:05 p.m. Eastern Time. My name is Vicki Parnell, and I want to share a dream I had. I had surgery today, carpal tunnel. I usually write everything down in my journal, but I'm not able to today. The dream I had was, it started out, I saw long lines, massive lines of people lined up to get in front of this, to get into this building. This building was it was permanent, but makeshift. It wasn't like concrete. It was one that could be moved, but it was a sturdy, stable structure. And I really don't know much about the building except that. And it was a large building. But the lines of people, they were like in rows of 2 and 3, but one straight line. And the line just went on forever. It was massive. And it was located in an area that puts me in mind of maybe like where there's a desert region. It was in the U.S. It was in America. And the ground, though, was dry and brittle and had cracks in it. And you could see little twigs where it used to be shrubbery. But it was open plain, an open area. And the people were of every nationality, every language you could find here in the U.S. There was the young, the old, the children, the babies, and the people. They looked hungry, and they were desperate, and they were hopeless. They had an air of hopelessness about them. They were looked like they hadn't bathed in a long time. Their hair was unkempt, and their clothes were torn. I saw like casual dressed people, blue jeans, dresses, but I also saw like business suits. Just people of all walks of life in this line, and nobody was, dressed to the hilt. Everybody was suffering. And I knew in this dream somehow that inside this building was food and water. That this was where food and water could be gotten, because in the dream I also knew there was very little water or food. And the people were waiting to get in, and it was near early morning time. And then there was an announcement, a speaker, a voice from like a loudspeaker, but I didn't see it. I don't know where exactly it came from, somehow from the building, and it was telling them, we have no food, we have no water, you need to leave immediately. And the people started murmuring and started getting upset, and they were desperate. They wanted food, and the whole air had changed, like, and they started to riot. They started to charge the building, because it was like, we have nothing to lose. We're going to get food. We believe there's food in there. We're going to go get the food. And then all of a sudden, and I don't know where they came from, just tons and tons of military people dressed in army camouflage, the green, just come out, and they were carrying these big rifles. And the word I keep hearing is assault rifles. They were black assault rifles. And these army people, they tried to subdue the crowd. We're talking about a massive crowd, and there was massive military people. And the people, when they realized there was going to be no food given, they were no longer in a line. They just converged on the building. Well, the military people were trying to subdue the people, and it wasn't working. And so they started shooting. They started shooting into the crowds, and I saw people fall, and I saw blood everywhere. I saw children shot. I saw elderly women and men shot. I saw, it didn't matter. There's no respect of person. They were just shooting, and shooting, and I saw people. But then I saw, my eyes were sent to the left of the building. Which would be my right when I'm looking at it, and there was a lone man. It was a man in the military, and he had carrying a bag or a satchel, camouflage green too, with the camouflage pattern, and it had like a canvas ridged strap. But he was holding in it. It apparently was some type of phone, because he pulled out a receiver and he was making a call. And I knew it was either it was a battery, some type of battery charge, a mobile phone, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And it was, had the capability of being solar powered, charged by electricity, or it had the ability to be charged by a battery cable. I just knew this in the dream. Well, as soon as he hangs up, almost immediately, no time in between, there are like 20 or 30 military trucks show up. And they're the long bed type trucks. And they're green, and they have a white star on the top, or on the sides of the doors, I guess. And instead of being the kind that has the canvas covering, they're open, and they have the sides built up on each side, and they have like 2 metal poles, and then 2 slabs of wood on one side, and the same on the other side, and they were loading these people up. And the dead, they left laying. Those severely wounded, they left laying. And the others, they loaded up. And they took to each vehicle, at least in the back, I don't know if there's more, they had 2 military officers, or men, I can't say officers, but 2 military people with their guns in each back of the truck. They were the last people in the back of the truck. I kind of feel like there may have been more in the front of the truck where they loaded the people, but I don't know. I didn't see that. The next thing I do, I see it's like a caravan, and we're driving to an internment camp is what it looks like to me. A camp. It's some type of camp. And it's a camp. It's permanent, has some buildings and stuff, but it's made where it's easily movable. So it's not a set fixture. And there is a fence around it. And it has a sign that says safety zone. And this is something that God has told me when things happen, that there would be areas that would be called safety zones, where the military would take people that's supposed to take care of them. But in this, and again, I'm just watching. When we enter, my eyes enter as these people are being unloaded. To the right of me, I see like makeshift tents, little shanties, little lean-tos. I see tattered blankets, and this is how these people are living. I see some of the people are taken to, looks like a medical tent. It has the Red Cross with like a white background. Maybe that's just what showed in my dream or whatever. That's what what I saw. Then I see another building that's heavily armed, and it's a sturdy building, padlocked, guard. And this I know is where whatever food they have in this place is stored. Water in the food. Okay, in this military safe zone, I realize there's very little freedom. It's martial law. There's martial law here in this, and I feel like, and I don't know, I just have the impression, in some places martial law has been enacted, but apparently not in all, because the people were allowed to gather for the food line. So I don't know everything. Just what the dream, the impressions I'm getting. Some of it I know right off, and some of it is just a feeling, a sense in the dream. The next thing I see a group of people walking down a road. It's actually like a dirt road. And I'm realizing this dream, these people are having to leave the safety of where they were staying, whether it was their home or wherever. We have been invaded in this dream, and they are moving, trying to get to somewhere safe, but they're not. They're trying to stay out of the safe zones because they're not safe for Christians, and these people are Christians. And the military picks them up and takes them to the safe zone. And in the dream, I'm asking God, why did you allow them to be picked up? Why did you not let them get to safety to where they can worship freely? I'm questioning out why not, Lord? Why not just let them get to safety? And he responded, because the gospel has to be taken to every place. His word has to be shared. So some people will have to go to places like this. And so we have to be prepared for wherever God sends us. We have to hold fast and hold true. Then the next thing I saw a little building, and I know it's located in like a little hole-in-the-wall place, as they call it, or a rural area, a small community, a small place. And this place has been set aside by God as a safe place to worship for His children. And it's going to be one of many located here and there, whether it's in the building I see does not say church. It looks like inside it may be set up for a church, but I believe there's going to be church held in houses, church held wherever they can. True believers that want to worship God are going to find a way of uniting. But in this dream, there's like 20, about 22, 23 people, somewhere around there is what, keeps coming. And I see Hispanics, I see white people, and I see black people. It's a small group, but I see them all there. And they have their hands up, and they're worshiping God. They're just worshiping God, and know this is the time of great peril, and they're praising the Lord, praising Jesus for just the gift of life, and the Holy Spirit falls in that place. And I can feel it in my dream, just the sweetness of the Holy Spirit sweeping through. And I asked the Lord, I said, where is this? Because this is just one, remember, it's one place. And He said, this is in Alabama. And He had told me before, Alabama will be a safe state. Now, whether it's the whole state or just sections of it, I don't know. But He said, Alabama is called the Crimson Tide. He said, but it has a double meaning. He said, the crimson blood, it's covered in my blood. There's safe places. The crimson blood, crimson tide. And I said, and then I started coming out of the dream in the song, that old song, It Is Well With My Soul. I woke up to that going through my mind. Now, mind you, I came up awake, instantly alert. And the nurse commented and said, well, you're bright-eyed. And it wasn't till like 10 minutes later that, she said, you look like you're in pain. I said, oh, I am. And she gave me something. So my mind's been clear. But I'm just, no matter where God sends you, no matter what we face, we are to reach the lost at all costs. I believe it's Job 13:15. He said, though He slay me, yet will I trust in Him. If we were to lose our life for Jesus, we've gained everything we're waiting for, to be with Jesus. So hold fast, stand true. There's nothing in this world worth going to hell for, and we certainly don't want those we love or anyone to go either. So just pray. Pray and trust God. Things are coming, but they're not taking God by surprise. love you. I pray for this world. I pray for all. I see you.